Well, Southern State Bank's focusing their attention on number 34, senior wide receiver Justin Delamar. He's had a great season. He's had several touchdown receptions this year, and I'm expecting to see another couple tonight.
So. And the Leopards will be kicking off here. They'll be moving from our left to right. Floriani now set to kick off. That's Josh Floriani. He gets this one away, a high, deep kick, and it'll go back in the end zone, so the Rams will take over at their 20-yard line. That was Jed Alexander fielding the punt, or the kickoff for the Rams. Nice kick for Floriani to start this game.
Mike, just even though it was about 3 or 4 yards deep in the end zone, it was very high. And any time we've got guys that were all the way down inside the 10-yard line that was going to defend the run, so the guy was not going to return it very far if he did.
And we'll see who comes out to start the ball game at quarterback for the Rams. It looks like it's going to be number 12, Callan McInvale. He comes. And he's going to moves up the middle, out across the 30-yard line, is going to be brought down at the 31 by Brandon Bradford.
Mike, they spread it all out. They put 4 receivers out, only had a fullback in the backfield. That spreads out our defense, and he fakes the running play, and he keeps it himself, and brings out about 11 or 12-yard gain right off the bat with the quarterback keeper.
First down and 10, Rams at the 31-yard line, their own 31. McInvale at quarterback. Takes a snap, pitches to the right side. Has tailback out there. Is going to be dropped for a loss. That's Daniel Atkinson on the carry.
Very good read by Kari Monroe. Once he saw that it was a sweep coming to his side, he knew he had to attack the fullback that was out there blocking, first back out. And he fought through him and pulled number 34 down for a 2-yard loss.
Twins to either side now for McInvale. Second down and 12 for the Rams. Fakes to give up the middle. Now he's going to keep it himself, and he is going to be brought. Wow. Excuse me, he kept it himself. Excuse me, got tongue-tied there. Gain of about 3 yards. It's third down and 9.
Same play as 2 plays before on the 11-yard keeper. He's just keeping him faking to the fullback and going straight up the middle, following his blocker. So. Having a little success.
Chris Brantley brings the play in for the Rams. This time a more conventional formation. Loaded backfield, 1 wide receiver to the right side for McInvale. The give off the left side. Got some running room, does Atkinson, but he's going to be brought down shy of the 40-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down for Lakeside.
Monzel Davis had a huge lick on number 34. Would not allow him to get the first down. Brings up a 3rd and 2 or 3 yards and brings out the kicking game. So good stop by the Leopard defense.
Johnny, you talk about it looked like a more conventional setup there, but a lot of misdirection in that play. It looked like it was coming to the near side. Atkinson cut it back to the far side.
All running backs took 1 step to the left and then running the trap back to the right-hand side of the defense.
Kevin Bryant back to field the punt, but he won't get the opportunity as the punt goes out of bounds outside the 30-yard line, still waiting on the spot, and it looks like the Leopards will have it at the 35.
How about a 21-yard punt, Mike? They were definitely kicking away from KB. They know his speed can make a difference in this ball game, and I think Lakeside has decided not to put it in the Leopards' hands to their key players on this offense that can electrify this crowd.
Kevin Bryant been very close to breaking some this year. Doesn't get the opportunity. The senior Jace Roberts steps under center for the first time tonight. Has Witherspoon at tailback. The give is to Witherspoon on the near side, and he is going to struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage as there was not much running room there.
Deep handoff trying to go over the right tackle, right guard, and it was definitely bottlenecked up with the defensive tackle and outside linebacker coming in, crashing in as soon as they ran. Very slow developing play for the Leopards. This time, no tailback as Witherspoon lines up in the slot. Bradford at fullback in a one-back set.
Roberts looking to throw to the near side, completes it to Bryant across the 35. Bryant breaks one tackle and is going to be brought down at about the 37-yard line. Gain of about 3 yards. It's going to be third down, or excuse me, gain of about 5 yards. It'll be third down and 7.
Well, it was about a 3 or 4 yard curl pattern. It was just to get him open, try to run the cornerbacks off and throw it underneath, and it was designed effectively. And KB looked it in and made positive yards out of it.
Delamar and Bryant, the wideouts for the Leopards. Once again, Witherspoon in the slot. Roberts looking to his left. Now we're going to tuck it and run it across the 40-yard line. He's got the first down out across the 45 and brought down at the 47. Nice gain by Jace Roberts. Made a quick decision to take it, and Johnny made some good moves there.
Well, Jace read that they're really crashing on the outside and come to the outside to put pressure on the quarterback, and he saw a huge opening over the middle and took advantage of it. Very, very good choice by Jace Roberts early in this ball game.
Some we might watch, guys, are doubling up on Delamar, so that's going to open let's go Simmons across the middle possibly.
First and 10 for the Leopards. The pitch to Witherspoon. He's hitting the backfield and dropped back at the 40-yard line. Huge loss on the play of about 7 yards. And the Leopards will face second down and 17 after coming up with the big first down.
Mike, as much as they're reading run and they're crashing those outside, those linebackers are definitely running upfield, and they're just daring us to pass or fake the run and throw over the middle. Like Ron just mentioned, we need to be watching for Justin Simmons to be wide open on a play-action pass.
You think that might also open things up for the fullback in Bradford? Roberts back up under center. Leopards in the eye. Bryant lined up in the slot. Fakes the give to Witherspoon. Now rolling to his right, looking for Bryant. And Roberts is in trouble and dropped back at the 26-yard line. Really nobody there for him to throw to, Johnny.
Jay should have just threw it out of bounds or threw it way out of bounds. They were covering downfield very well against the outside receivers, both rolling out, and just nobody was open downfield. Great coverage by the Rams.
Now the Leopards face an enormous third down and 31. If there is such a thing as a passing down, I would assume this would be it.
Well, Mike, the Rams they're running a unusual secondary where they're two D-backs stacked on the outside.
This time to give to Witherspoon up the middle. Out across the 35, across the 40. He's across midfield. First down, he's across the 30, the 20, 10, touchdown Malvern. Nice run by Witherspoon as he goes 74 yards. 74 yards for the Malvern touchdown.
Mike, all it was a design draw play, trying to get positive yards out of it, and the breakaway speed of Damon Witherspoon straight up the middle, then broke it out to the outside, and there was a foot race from about 55 yards out, and Damon kicked in the afterburners, and it was a touchdown written all over it.
Well, it's one of those situations. You made the call, and I'll get back to it in a minute.
Jason Floriani now gets the kick away. It is good, and the Leopards lead 7-0 with 6:21 remaining here in the first quarter.
What you were talking about earlier about what Lakeside was giving up and crowding in, then when Witherspoon gets through him, Johnny, he's gone.
Anything up the middle looks like it'll be open because what they're doing, they're putting pressure to the outside and putting 2 or 3 guys outside and trying to defend the quickness to the outside. We busted up the middle and then break it to the outside where our speed's going to take over late in the game or any time during this game.
And a good call there by Darrell Baker as he called for that draw. Obviously, most teams would assume it's a passing down, as I did coming into that play.
Obvious passing down, me too. So,
but I'm sure that the Lakeside coordinators were thinking the same thing. That maybe at the most the Leopards would be looking at a fade route to Bryant or Delamar to get that first down. But great call by the Leopards. They lead 7-0 as they prepare to kick off once again. This is Josh Floriani set to kick this one off. He gets this one away a little bit shorter to the right corner. It's fielded at the 5-yard line. and run out of bounds. That looks to be Myron Cross, who's run out at the 27-yard line, the 28-yard line.
Mike, there really wasn't much place for him to go because he was just dancing along the sidelines, and they crowded him where he just forced himself out of bounds.
You've heard that name before. Myron Cross attended school at Malvern for some time. He's made a welcome addition to the Lakeside program. Good speed and good vision. Once again, McInville at quarterback. There's a fumble on the play. Fumble on the exchange, and that's not McInville. That's Chris Stewart in at quarterback for the Rams. And Johnny, the new quarterback, and sure things are a little bit different with each quarterback, especially with Stewart here, as he looks to be a little bit taller.
He's a little bit taller, but, you know, anytime you got a miss exchange with the quarterback and center, that's got to be taken care of before the game and between plays. So the quarterback is probably more the guy at fault than the center.
Stewart takes the snap, gives to his tailback Atkinson. Atkinson going to be drugged down. Somebody got him by the ankles at the bottom of the pile, and that looked to be Brandon Bradford.
I tell you what, I'll quit screaming in the mic on fumble too, guys. All right?
Well, Brandon Bradford, he took his position and stuffed it in that hole, like I was telling you, containment. And when he stepped up in the hole, he grabbed a hold of number 34, his leg, and did not let him go. And our troops come in behind him and leveled him.
Twin set to the far side now for the Rams as Stewart sets up, looking to pass to the right side. Throws underneath. It is complete at the Malvern 46-yard line to number 3, Brody Harris.
It came up short. It was a crossing or a slant route to number 3, little guy, but he come up with it, but comes up about 2 yards short. Brings up 4th down and brings out the kicking team for the Rams.
And Johnny, this is a situation. This is a very devious Lakeside offense. This is a situation I could see them possibly faking with such a short 4th down play.
Well, they're down there close to the 35-yard line of their own, and it's pretty risky when you do that.
They do punt this one away, and this one is a long, tight spiral angled again to the sideline. Bryant lets it go as Lakeside had that one covered well, and it's going to be down at the Malvern, just shy of the Malvern 15-yard line, where they will take over once again, 1st and 10.
KB did make a good choice on letting it go by because there was about 7 Rams that were really bearing down on him by the time he got close to the ball. So even though it did roll down to the Malvern 17, it was the choice that he made, and it was the proper choice.
4:19 remaining here in the first quarter. The Leopards leading the Rams 7-0. Delamar split to the far side for the Leopards. Bryant set up in a slot. Witherspoon at tailback. To give up the middle to Brandon Bradford. And Bradford is going to be stopped just shy of the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 8.
Mike, that play there just keeps those linebackers honest so they don't start running rampant around the outside and allows DeMond to get outside. You've got to respect that fullback coming up the middle, and that's the reason that we only gained 2 yards on that play, but you can break it every once in a while with that fullback.
Yeah, Roberts wanted to run a little option off of that too, guys.
Roberts takes this one, this time to give to Witherspoon off the right side. He breaks one tackle across the 20. Breaks another tackle, is run out of bounds at the 25, and there should be a flag on the play. But there isn't, as Witherspoon was tackled about 2 yards out of bounds. No flag on the play. I thought we were going to get one. A good gain for Witherspoon.
Very close, but still, he turned the corner and gave a stiff arm. I like seeing him do a stiff arm because that allowed him to bounce out for another 4 more yards and get very close to the 1st down, bringing up a short 3rd and 2.
Kevin Bryant going split to the far side now for the Leopards. Justin Delamar split to the near side. I formation for the Leopards. Roberts takes a snap, gives to Witherspoon. This time the left side, and he's going to have enough yardage for the 1st down as he gets across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
I think that just shows our strength up and down our line. I think that went over both of the Florianis to the left-hand side, and Brandon Bradford bulled through there. It was going off the left tackle, and allows a good 5-yard gain to the left-hand side of the line.
First down and 10 now for the Leopards. Once again, Bryant splits to the near side, Delamar to the far side. Leopards in the I formation. They give this time to Bradford up the middle, and he bulls his way across the 35 out to about the 38-yard line.
Mike, they just cannot just bump Brandon Bradford. He's such a big guy that he lowers his shoulder, and he took on that first linebacker, knocks him down, and gets another 3 or 4 yards. That was one of those fullback exchange with the quarterback that would design to get maybe 2 yards. Instead, he gets 6.
Second down and 4 now for the Leopards.
That's that one you say they keep pounding at, Johnny, and you made a good point.
I formation once again. Roberts takes a snap, gives to Witherspoon off the middle, got a little bit of running room across the 40, and he is knocked out of bounds, and a late hit once again, and this time the flags come in for the late hit, and this will be a 15-yarder against Lakeside. Witherspoon had plenty of yardage for the first down as he was across the 45. They spot him, or excuse me, just shy of the 45. They spot him at the 44-yard line.
Mike, there's no doubt there was a late hit. Damon was already almost, he was kind of spun around when he went out of bounds for the first down, and then as he was turning around, a guy hit him at least 1 or 2 yards deep and almost hit him into the bleachers or in the bench of the Leopards.
Could have been a dangerous situation there. Fortunately, Witherspoon came away relatively unscathed. But now they will have first down and 10, and the ball is spotted at the 40-yard line.
Those kind of plays, they're just showing their frustration. DeMond's kind of having their way right here in the first quarter.
2:35 remaining here in the first. I formation for the Leopards. To give this time to Witherspoon, and it looks like we may have had some motion on the Leopard side of the football. And Johnny, looks like there's a little bit of ill will on the field. There's like a lot of trash talking going on out there.
I don't doubt that. But even on that play there, Jace got a little excited and wanting to run the play a little quick, and our linemen weren't set, and the referee will call it every time.
Penalty moves the ball back just inside the Ram 45-yard line, so the Leopards will face first down and 15.
Well, this game has high expectations of playoff hopes for both teams, so you know the emotions are going to run high throughout this ball game.
Leopards running out of the I. Roberts looking to throw to his right, and it is incomplete, intended for Justin Simmons. Good coverage there by Lakeside. Had that one scouted out fairly well, Johnny.
Jace was trying to get it through the seam behind the linebacker in front of the safety, and there just was not enough cushion or opening for Justin to have a chance for that ball, and it was a little bit behind him too.
Second down and 15, and I believe actually, Johnny, that ball was tipped as well.
You know, it's kind of like playing at Lakeside, guys. We don't have a 25-second clock, and they don't even install one over there, so I guess we're trying to make Lakeside feel at home, you reckon?
Leopards in the I formation once again. Fake the give to Witherspoon up the middle. Roberts looking deep, has Bryant complete at the 15-yard line. And that Bryant is brought down at the 13-yard line. Gain of 33 yards.
Mike, that was definitely a post pattern that Jay saw that the safety was cheating towards Justin Delamar, and once he went way downfield, athletic ability of Kevin Bryant comes up with the ball almost for a score deep into Rams territory.
2:22 remaining in the first. Leopards in the I formation to give to Witherspoon, trying the left side, now tries to cut back across the right. It's going to be brought down inside the 10-yard line. And the Leopards will face second down and about 7.
Design play to go over the left tackle. DeMond saw a crease inside and darted back towards the middle. Linebacker from the Rams stepped up into the hole and only allowed him 3 yards. Still, big holes for the Leopards are opening up.
Our offensive line's doing a great job, Johnny. It's a great point.
Witherspoon lines up in a slot position this time. Bradford, the only back in the backfield. Slight mix-up in the backfield, but Witherspoon takes it on the reverse, and he is going to be brought down just shy of the goal line. Witherspoon, with a great run, kept his balance fairly well after being hit near the 5.
Mike, that was DeMond Witherspoon was lined up in the slot. we fake to the fullback, hand off to DeMond coming around the end, and he darts up right past the tackle of the Leopards. And when he did that, almost getting in for the touchdown.
You have to wonder how much the timing was thrown off with Bradford and Roberts colliding in the backfield. Leopards near the goal line. Roberts going to take it himself. We're waiting for the signal. Still no signal. And it looks like the Leopards will be stopped shy of the goal line. Ball spotted inside the 1, and the Leopards will face second down.
Yeah, Jace, the Rams, what they're doing, they're trying to get lower and hitting at the knees of the Leopards and not allowing any penetration. And Jace Roberts got down to the inch line and very close for a touchdown. Would not be surprised. Do not try that play again.
I think we'd pop and go out to the outside. Baker's got something, a surprise for him, guys, I really think. What are they doing?
4 down linemen for Lakeside have their heads down, and assuming that means they're coming low once again. And Roberts now looking to throw to the far side. It is complete. Touchdown to Justin Delamar. 16.9 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and Roberts throws the pass to Delamar. It's a short pass, but it's effective.
It's about a 6-inch pass, Mike, in the books, but Justin Delamar, with his big size and ability to go up and grab it and come down with it, it doesn't matter what D-back is in this league, they cannot man up with Justin Delamar.
I told you Baker had a surprise for him, didn't I?
Jason Floriani with the kick. It is up, and it is good. The Leopards take a 14-0 lead after a 20-yard, 6-inch pass.
Coach Russell just came in and said that Coach Hart made that call on that TD pass. Coach Hart says it's Baker's offense, but every now and then he does add a little something to it. So it's a great combination by both of them.
Shank kick this time for the Leopards goes out of bounds very early. Flags come down. And the Rams will get the ball on the 35-yard line. Johnny, good start for this Leopard offense. Good start for the defense as well, as they've not let the Rams, outside that first play, haven't gained much yardage.
Well, you know, this is one thing that we've got to keep focused on. We've got an objective here to come out on top and stay on top of these Rams and keep them down. We don't need to let them to get any spark or any energy out of this ball game at all, and continue to put pressure on defense and keep the ball in our court on offense.
Trips to the far side for the Rams. Stewart, the quarterback, throws underneath. It is incomplete.
Three trying to catch it up underneath. The big quarterback tries to get out to the flat, kind of a screen pass, maybe 3 yards downfield, and the two deep guys are trying to shield him. I think our headhunter Kevin Bryant was about to take him out, but he was licking his chops about the time little number 3 came to coming towards him.
This time a twin set to the far side for Stewart, who steps under center. Rams with the I formation to give the tailback Atkinson, breaks through the line of scrimmage and then is going to be stopped at about the 46-yard line. Gain of about 6 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
I tell you what, Jeff Biggs from his cornerback position, he read it very well from that tailback position, and not allowing to get too many yards. He got into the secondary, and he stopped him for about a 5-yard gain.
That is the end of the first quarter. The Leopards lead 14-0. We'll be back after this.
The financial horizon in our little town is changing fast, and all you really want is a familiar face in a convenient place. You've noticed all these blue mountains popping up around town and maybe wondered, what's that all about? It's about banking on the Summit. The best rates, the most reliable, experienced folks, and innovative ways to help you keep up with it all. Don't get left at the bottom with a bunch of strangers. Build your future on the Summit.
Hi, this is Tony Warner from Malvern National Bank. 2003's really been another great year for M&B. We were chosen again as Malvern's #1 bank in the Malvern Daily Record's Readers Poll. That's 3 straight years that the majority people of Malvern and Hot Spring County have let us know that our brand of community banking is the type of banking they like. We hope you know how much Malvern National appreciates your great comments about us and how much we appreciate your business. Malvern National Bank, a real community bank.
When you do something right for over 50 years, you obviously know what you're doing. And that's the way it is at McClure Real Estate. Over 50 years of professional real estate service to the Malvern area. They're locally owned and they're locally operated. That's McClure Real Estate, 332-2777. Give them a call. McClure Real Estate, 332-2777. Proud sponsors of Malvern Leopard Football. It's fall, it's cool weather, your mind thinks of a lot of things. Football, and maybe it's time for a new automobile or to trade that jalopy off. I'm here with Mr. Teeter Chevrolet Olds, and he's got some words for you.
Yes, sir. We've got the words and we've got the product. We've got probably over 500 units out here, and I'm looking at a sea of cars. I've got all kinds and creeds and colors of vehicles, all type of sport utilities. We've got them here at Teeter's. So come on out and shop us real soon.
Again, this is Rod McNamara, and speaking from my own experiences, the deals are sweeter at Teeter.
We return to Claude Mann Stadium. The Leopards lead the Rams 14-0 as we move into the second quarter. Both teams come back out onto the field.
Mike, the Leopards need to maintain focus and definitely keep their eyes on number 34 because this offense revolves around their tailback, number 34.
Daniel Atkinson, the gentleman that Connie was referring to, and we've got movement by the right tackle for Lakeside, and the Leopards, the penalty will move the Rams back 5 yards, leave them with about 3rd down and 9.
You know, guys, that touchdown, I just hit it, an 81-yard drive, 81-yard, 11-play drive, excellent drive, and score by the Leopards. Consumed, I haven't done the time yet, but consumed a major part of that first quarter on that last touchdown drive.
Both teams had 2 possessions, I believe, Johnny, in that first quarter.
Yeah, I think the Rams have 1 first down and about 6 total plays of offense in that first quarter, excuse me.
3rd down and 9. Stewart looking to throw underneath. It is complete near the 45, and that should be enough yardage for the first down. There was a fumble, but the referee says it happened after the play, so the Rams will have first down, their first first down of the night, with the ball spotted at the 46.
Mike, they're throwing underneath and allowing their receivers to try to make the first downs. It was about a 5-yard pass, just getting it out to him and allowing the athletic ability of the little number 3 scat back to get the first down on the Leopards.
That was Brody Harris on the reception.
You were correct. That was Lakeside's second first down on the game right there, guys.
Ball at the 46. Stewart pitches the near side. Atkinson out across the 50-yard line and run out of bounds. Ball will be spotted at the Malvern 46-yard line.
Mike, as they just turn around quick pitches, and a couple of linemen are pulling around and taking on the linebacker, not allowing the linebacker to get around to stop the running play pretty quick and allowing an 8-yard scamper around the corner, allowing the tailback to turn and go north and south and stepping out of bounds. Monzel Davis clipping him to get him outside, knocking him out of bounds.
2nd down and 2 now for the Rams. First time in Leopard territory. The give to Atkinson off the left side. Breaks several tackles inside the Malvern 40-yard line, and he is brought down at the 37.
You know, now we're starting to see why Atkinson possibly had 260-some-odd yards against Hot Springs last. Looks like they're going to give it to 34, just see what happens, Johnny.
He's a little shifty guy, but, you know, it's maybe 165 pounds, but he's finding those creases and bouncing off those linemen and got great vision to be a running back.
Rams now at the Malvern 38-yard line. 10:51 remaining in the half. The pitch to Atkinson to the far side. Atkinson cuts back inside, now outside again, and he's going to be dropped at about the 35-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. It's 2nd down and 7.
Mike, that was the exact play they just ran a play ago, and it was a quick pitch to the left, and Jeff Biggs read it very well, got up there and took on the lead blocker and made number 34 turn up, and Monzel Davis and Corey Monroe both laid a lick on him, 2 yards. Only a 2-yard game.
Seegers he's the type of coach, he's going to run a play until you stop it. I mean, that's kind of his philosophy, always has been. I'm going to run it till you stop it.
Stewart steps up under center. This time pitches to Atkinson. Fakes the... Oh, we've got a man down. It was the halfback pass, and Brody now looking to get into the end zone at the 5-yard line. Very deceptive play there. Couldn't quite tell who had it if Stewart had kept it, but he did give to Atkinson, who completes the pass to Brody, who's having a very good game for the Rams, and he goes off the field with a slight limp.
Mike, it was a quick pitch pass, and he threw it deep, and looks like number 3 is hurt, and they're going to maybe twisted his knee. He went down hard on it, down on just inside the Leopard 5-yard line. Still is a quick pitch pass. Everybody bid on that quick pitch and allowed little number 3 to get downfield.
The only difference is it was the same thing that almost the thing that hurt us at Hope. We had kids back here. We had a safety back here that he wasn't complete. He was behind us, but we still had some containment back here. We had a safety back here at home, and that's part of this defensive backfield growing up. I think a little bit, Johnny, or that'd have been a touchdown.
And Brody does get up and walks off the field under his own power. That's a good sign. But now the Rams have the ball at the Malvern 4-yard line with first down and goal to go. Full backfield for the Rams. Send one receiver split right. Stewart with the give to Atkinson off the left side, trying to get outside now, and Kevin Bryant gives chase and stops the play shy of the goal line. But Johnny, it looks like it's going to be spotted inside the 1.
It's just right on the goal line, about the same distance we scored just moments ago. Great play. They had a strong side. You got a halfback and a fullback and the tailback in the backfield, and you went to the tight end side. You got the numbers, and 34 just almost got to the goal line, and KB hog-tied him and pulled him to the ground right before he got to the goal line.
The Rams now send twins to either side. One back in the backfield, and Stewart's going to take this one himself, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Leopard lead cut to 14-6 with 9:05 remaining here in the first half.
Well, the thing here now for the Leopards, what they need to do is come back in this next series and establish themselves on offense and don't go 3 and out. Do not let the Rams take advantage of the momentum switch with just them scoring. And the big play that kind of broke the Leopards' stride here is that long quick pitch pass for about 30-something yards. Ron, what was that quick pitch pass?
31-yard pass. And that's really what it got. I mean, this has just been a long, pretty sustained drive by the Rams from one end of the field to the other guys, and it's time for the Leopards to answer.
Rams set now to kick the extra point. And we've got flags down before this one can start. Johnny, there may have been a delay, and it looks like the Rams are going to scoot back 5 yards.
That's exactly what it was. Taking a little too much time. The kicker...
It looked like the holder was late coming onto the field. Ball spotted at the 15-yard line now, so it's a 25-yard extra point attempt. Here's the kick. Almost blocked. We've got a flag down as the kicker is hit. And Johnny, the Leopards will be assessed a penalty on the kickoff. Leopards leading Lakeside 14-7. Late hit on the kicker there for the Leopards. The penalty will move the ball to the 45-yard line of Malvern, and Johnny, Lakeside should have no trouble putting this one in the end zone.
Watch out for an onside kick on this one, guys.
They do, and the coaches of the Leopards have got out the hands team just in case they do an onside kick, since they are in Leopard territory.
Several Leopard receivers lined up as front men. And they do have the onside kick, which does not go 10 yards and is down at the 46-yard line. Quite possibly the craziest play I've ever seen.
If you want to see, this is hilarious. If I'm at Lakeside, I'm embarrassed. But anyway.
They didn't even go a yard.
The guy fell down. The guy falls down. It's absolutely silly. It didn't go the 10 yards.
It didn't go 1 yard.
Didn't even go a yard.
The ball was spotted at the 45. It was actually a negative 1 yard kick.
You got to watch this play off. 9:06, Lakeside tries one of their goofy plays. It backfires. The kid runs up there, falls down. The kicker turns around, kicks it sideways, backwards, and we've got the ball on our own, 46-yard line.
Oh, my, what a play. Negative 1 yards on the kick. 9:05 remaining in the first half, and the crowd is actually amused at this point.
You've got to see this tomorrow.
Leopards in the I formation, receivers to either side for Roberts. The give to Witherspoon off the right side, and he's going to be stopped shy of the line of scrimmage. Loss of about a half a yard on the play, maybe 1 yard.
Mike, I think what we're doing is we're trying to set up our play action pass before too long. We've gone to DeMond several times trying to go off tackle. I know it's been our bread and butter, but I think our receivers downfield will be open by those blitzing linebackers.
Well, they're kind of forgetting about Simmons. Delamar out here on the right too, guys.
I formation, receivers to either side for Roberts once again. Takes a snap, looking to his left, throws underneath to Delamar out across the 45, across the 40-yard line, and he's dropped at the Lakeside 37.
Mike, that was definitely a slant pattern, and Jason and the coaches also saw that they were creeping up on that outside D-back, and once they were creeping up for the running play, he was wide open.
Good throw and catch there. Roberts to Delamar. Delamar coming to the near side once again, and Kevin Bryant split to the far side. I formation for the Leopards. Roberts gives to the fullback, and I believe that's Clegg now in the game, and he gets down to about the 32-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. It's 2nd and 5.
Kind of got them off balance now. They were kind of reeling, thinking it was going to be another pass, and Justin Clegg takes it right off the guard, and good pancake blocks from Tim Callison and Floriani on the left-hand side of the line, allowing Clegg to get 5 yards.
Kevin Bryant splits to the far side once again. Delamar the near side. Clegg and Witherspoon in the backfield. The give to Clegg up the middle once again, and this time he gets maybe a yard. It's going to be 3rd down. I say maybe a yard. Ends up being 3rd down, and Johnny, 4 yards now?
Didn't get much of a gain there. They bottlenecked him really good. Read that play very well. The thing is, the Leopard's going to have to fake that and go deep or
take it to the outside.
Do the option play to get it on to the outside corner, because there was nobody defending DeMond Witherspoon if they pulled it out and run the option.
Well, you got to establish that fullback, and I think the Leopards just did.
This time to give the tailback, and Witherspoon breaks 1 tackle, but it can't escape the second as he's dropped back at the 36-yard line. And Johnny, it looked like the Rams were in the Leopard huddle there.
Well, at third down and long, you got to pass, or you're going to be running the ball. So, they took it upon themselves to blitz to the outside, and it worked for them that time.
Leopards facing 4th down and 9. Bring on the punt team. 6:22 remaining here in the first half of play. The Leopards lead 14-7. Travis Potts set to kick for the Leopards. He sets up at the 50. Good snap, and Potts gets this one away. And it's going to be fair caught inside the 10-yard line. Back, Johnny, it looks to be about at the 7.
Not a very good choice by the Rams. Deep returner. Anytime inside the 10-yard line, you're supposed to let it go. And I think if he had let it go, it would have gone into the end zone. Nevertheless, we're not cheering for the Rams.
Well, and to the other side of that is, if there was really nobody on him, there's not much need to call for the fair catch. If nothing else, he had running room to the 15.
He should have returned it. I think their design, their kickoff returns usually to one side or the other, and he felt like he didn't need to.
This time to give off to the left side, Atkinson, and he's going to be dropped near the 10-yard line. We'll wait on the spot. Ball's going to be spotted actually at the 9.
Trying to go over the left tackle, and Wesley Duran steps up in the hole and denies him of any gain at all, bringing him to the ground very quickly. And that side of the line is very dominant, and I think the Rams ought to know that they better not be running to that side.
You got big old Jonathan Reddick over there too. You got him and you got big old 44 over there, Bradford. That's pretty tough over there.
5:20 left here in the first half. This time Stewart looking to pass to the near side, intended for Myron Cross. Well covered by the Leopards. Dan Smith, Kari Monroe, trying out there along with Monzel Davis.
It's kind of one of those split-end screens. They run two receivers, the two slots downfield, and run that very outside receiver back inside and try to throw to him. And if the time is not right, he throws behind him, and that's exactly what happened. And deny him for reception. And now it brings up 3rd and long, right at 10 yards.
3rd down and 9 for Lakeside, actually about 9.5. The fake now looking to throw deep out there for the Leopards is Dan Smith, and actually had a decent chance to get there. Stewart overthrew everybody.
Very good coverage by Dan Smith. He read that hook and ladder exactly. That's exactly how a D-back should read it. Read the quarterback eyes, did not bite on the fake, and got downfield very well. He was the only man that had a chance to catch that ball, like Mike said.
5:13 remaining here in the first half, and Lakeside's going to have to punt this one away. Dangerous situation for the Rams as the punter is about 5 yards deep in the end zone. Kevin Bryant setting up at about the 45-yard line, and this one is high and right. Will bound at the 50. Bryant fields it at the 45, and he directs a couple of tackles, still trying to get back to the 45, and finally run out of bounds. And it looks like the side judge is going to spot this one back at the 40. Actually just inside the Leopard 40. Bryant kept breaking tackles, but Johnny, just more Rams kept coming.
Yeah, he kept losing ground, and it would probably been best for KB to just go ahead and get down, and because he did not have any blockers near him, and it was him by and the Ram committee coming on him. So, but anyway, we got 60 yards to get another TD before halftime.
Roberts under center, Leopards in the I formation. The give to Witherspoon off the left side. He is going to be dropped after no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Leopards.
Mike, at 4:47 left in the ball game, or in this half, it's 14-7 for the Leopards. Damon Witherspoon's trying to go over left tackle, and they're definitely pursuing very well with the linebackers, blitzing them.
They're really shooting those linebackers. I'm sure that's an adjustment we'll make. If he's coming out hard, he's leaving a gap there behind him, guys.
This time the Leopards come out with a twin set to the right side as Brian Delamar head that way. Justin Simmons split left for the Leopards. Robertson shotgun for the first time tonight. Rolls to his right and throws to Kevin Bryant. And Bryant is going to be run out of bounds, maybe just shy of the 1st down marker. Looks like they'll have a 3rd down. And Johnny, that one was another play that came awful close to being a late hit.
Well, it's straight across the field, and you just can't see the angle, but you would think the referee or the side judge would make that right call, and there was no hanky on the field.
3rd down, Johnny, it looks like 6 to 9 inches for the 1st down.
Maybe a foot. Wouldn't be a bad choice to take the quarterback sneak and get that 1st down and work towards going.
Roberts takes it himself across the 50-yard line. That'll be enough for the 1st down. 4 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here in the first half. Leopards lead 14-7.
Plenty of time to run our offense, running and mixing in the run and pass. And it's always very important to get that 1st down and start all over again with another series than putting pressure on one play.
Under 4 minutes as the clock continues once again. Kevin Bryant goes split to the far side. Justin Delamar comes to the near side. Roberts takes a snap, looking to throw, lets this one go. It is incomplete.
Boy,
Incomplete, intended for Kevin Bryant. Dangerous pass, almost picked off by the Rams.
A lot of traffic on that short side of the field. The ball is placed on the right hash mark on the 49-yard line of the Rams, and you've got a lot of white jerseys on that side of the field and a lot of wide open on to the left-hand side, and Delamar looked like running that slant route. He was wide open 10 yards down the field.
Of course, Roberts had some pressure there. Actually looked like he was hit as he let that one go. This time Witherspoon in the slot takes the handoff and is across the 45 and brought down at about the 42-yard line. We've got flags down, and this may be a holding penalty, which will negate a good run.
I believe it. They throw it in that tackle. It's got to be a face mask. You can't hold him, I don't think. Oh, my gosh.
It is a holding penalty against the Leopards.
Mike, we had a lineman downfield. Unfortunately, he was tied up with a linebacker or a D-back, and it was flagged right at the spot of DeMond's tackle. I think DeMond went down slipping and puts us back in a position about 2nd and 14.
Johnny, that penalty, yeah, as you said, really put some pressure on this Leopard offense now. 2nd down and 13, but the Leopards have been unconventional, to say the least, with their play calling so far. So not necessarily a passing down, but Roberts does line up in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to his right. Throws, this one floats and is incomplete, intended for Justin Simmons. And Johnny, I'm not sure Jace got as much mustard on that one as he intended.
Yeah, that kind of looked like it kind of slipped out of his hand because it kind of floated, and it didn't have a lot of zip on it. But Justin Simmons did go up and come down with it, but a great play by the Rams D-back to strip it out of his hands as he was going down and to keep from having a first down, because that was right at the first down marker.
3rd down and 14 now for the Leopards. Kevin Bryant goes split to the far side. Justin Delamar split to the near side. Double coverage, looks like, Johnny, to the far side. Roberts takes a snap. He's looking for Delamar on the left side. It is incomplete. Miscommunication there as Delamar pulled up at about the 35. That pass went out to about the 30. And the Leopards are going to have to punt this one away with 3:13 remaining in the first half, leading 14-7.
Mike, that just shows you how a penalty will put your offense in a hurting situation, because they put them in two passing downs and having to pass it downfield, 15 yards to get the first down, and definitely puts a new wrinkle on your offense, or what makes your offense one-dimensional.
Potts takes the snap. It's a good snap, and he gets this one away. Good punt. Going to be fielded back inside the 15. Leopards with coverage, and there's a hit in the back that's not called, and finally tackle made at the 16-yard line. Justin Delamar hitting the back as he was preparing to make the tackle.
Like, they've got 3 guys back there to return the ball. Definitely can make any kind of misdirection on a punt return, but still, they also got a couple of guys that can block for them. So,
what number was that? Who had that punt return, guys?
43, Mario Cross.
Atkinson. Oh, excuse me.
The stats.
So Myron Cross, you're right. I'm sorry.
Ball spotted. I said the 16. Ball actually spotted on the 12-yard line. Stewart, the quarterback for the Rams, takes this one, gives to his tailback Atkinson, and Atkinson is going to be dropped near the line of scrimmage.
Tim Callison puts his big paws on him and pulls him to the ground for about a 2-yard loss for Daniel Atkinson. And
Timmy got a hold of him, wasn't going to let it go, was he?
No way. He was definitely he was making containment to the outside, not allowing him to bounce out to the outside. And once you start bouncing out to the outside, the risk is definitely having a loss on the play, and that's exactly what Tim did. He pulled him to the ground for a no gainer.
Actually, loss of a yard on the play. It's 2nd down and 11. The give to the fullback up the middle, and he is going to be dropped at about the 14-yard line. as the clock continues to roll at 2:17. Finally, we have a timeout on the field. The Leopards want to put some pressure on the Rams.
Coach Hart, an old defensive back coach, he had the D-backs there huddled all around him, and that's when the head coach is putting some years of experience to work back there, telling these kids what to, trying to get them in position, where to be, and what to look out for.
Twins come out to either side for the Rams. As Stewart comes out, surveys the defense. He has one back behind him. Stewart looking to throw. Throws to his left, and it is incomplete. Good move on the ball out there. Jeff Biggs on the coverage for the Leopards.
Great read by Jeff Biggs. He stepped in front of the tailback, Daniel Atkinson, that was lined up to the outside, and great defensive coverage, and read the quarterback eyes and knew exactly where the ball was going to be, and broke in front of the receiver and went up to the highest point and almost come up with an interception.
And actually, if not for a good play by the receiver, Biggs has that one picked off. 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining here in the first half. Leopards lead 14-7. The Rams set to punt this one away. Here's the kick, and it is bounds at the 50-yard line. Bryant lets it go, and it goes to about the 37, where the Leopards will take over 1st and 10 with just under 2 minutes remaining. Good punt for Lakeside.
It definitely got Lakeside out of trouble deep in their territory, but still allows the Leopard 2 minutes, right at 2 minutes, to establish their offense again and get it back down into scoring position.
And the Leopards look to try to extend their lead as they go into halftime here at the final home game of the regular season. Roberts takes a snap, fakes the give to Witherspoon up the middle, and Roberts doesn't have much running room, gets back maybe past the line of scrimmage, and the Leopards will face 2nd down and about 9.
Did not fool anybody. The linebackers and D-line stayed at home, did not start trailing Damon Witherspoon to the outside. It was a fake to him to the outside, and did not bite on the play.
1:30 now, and the clock continues to roll with the Leopards leading 14-7. 2nd down and 9 as the Leopards break the huddle. Justin Delamar comes split to the near side. Witherspoon set in the slot. Delamar to the wide side. Roberts out of shotgun. Looking left, throws underneath to Delamar at the 50. Delamar breaks a tackle and is now coming to the outside. He's at the 40 and brought down at the 35-yard line with 1:04 remaining here in the first half.
Mike has about a 30-yard catch, definitely going to his strength, and it was another slant pattern that allowed Justin Delamar to get open.
1:04 remaining, and the Leopards hurry up to the line of scrimmage. They set they're in a twin set to the far side. Justin Simmons split left. Clegg lines up in the backfield with Roberts, who's in the shotgun. Now looking to throw to his right. It is complete to Kevin Bryant, who's going to be drugged down at the 30-yard line. And the clock continues to roll now at 50 seconds. And we have a timeout on the field and driving here late in the first half. Just over 50 seconds remaining. And the Leopards have driven down to the Ram 30-yard line.
It's been one of those dangerous times for the Leopards, for their opponents, because we have been very successful here in the closing seconds of the half.
Leopards line up in shotgun once again. Twin set to the near side, split right. Roberts in shotgun. Has Clegg and Witherspoon back with him. Roberts looking to throw, looking for the end zone on the right side for Delamar. It is incomplete. Delamar went up, made a great effort for the ball, but couldn't quite come up with it as 3 Rams were in the area.
That was just a throw ball downfield, allowing Justin Delamar to go up and get it short side of the field. Seems to be the open receivers are all to the wide side of the field where there's not as much traffic. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start looking for KB running a slant on this side of the field.
3rd down and 5 now for the Leopards with 44 seconds.
He's got single coverage. We may see a down and out too right here, Johnny.
Kevin Bryant along with Justin Simmons split to the near side. Delamar split right. Roberts looking to his left to the open field. Bryant back there, and this one is incomplete. A good play by Lakeside as Jed Alexander gets a hand up just before Kevin Bryant had an opportunity to get his hands on it.
It was a great play by the D-back, guys. Nice coverage and just a good play by the D-back.
Well, if it had got through his hands, it would have been a TD. It had 6.
It was 6.
But we're at 4th down and 5, and if we don't get the first down, it will be turned over to the Rams. But there's only 38.2 seconds left in this half.
So Johnny, it looks like
we need 6 points.
You either have to go to the end zone or the sideline. Roberts in shotgun, looking to his right, now looking to run. Finally lets this one go. It is incomplete.
Oh, wow. That was
and the Rams will take over with 31 and a half seconds here in the first half. Leopards leading 14-7.
Boy, he hit his receiver in the hands on that one, guys.
Well, he had the option. Looked like he might have had a chance to run it too. He had a double threat out there, and Jace, as elusive as he is, he could have almost got the first down if he didn't throw it. But great effort coming into the second, or going into halftime. If we can keep the Rams from a big play before half and go in halftime at 14-7.
Twin set to the near side, along with a slot back. Stewart looking to throw. It's complete inside the Leopard 40 and run out of bounds is number 21, Bubba Bartholomew.
Oh, wow.
And the clock stops as Bartholomew is run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Be close to a first down, and the officials are going to bring the chains out. 21.8 seconds remaining here in the half. Leopards leading 14-7.
Actually, he slid out of bounds, so I don't know.
Now they stopped it to check for a measurement.
Johnny, we can't see where the ball's spotted, so I'm not even going to ask you for
It's about 6 inches to the line, and the mark is over the line of the 40-yard line, and there's not even really a reason to even mark because it's going to be short.
And it is short.
I imagine Segrist over there wanted a measurement and demanding a measurement.
Stop the clock.
To stop the clock so he can get him a play in.
Of course, Johnny, he's got 3 timeouts, 21 seconds left. It's going to be hard to get off more than 3 plays.
Well, first down's really not what they're looking for. They're looking for downfield. And I think it's mainly to get him a play in.
21.8 seconds remaining. Second down and short, as Johnny mentioned. First down not necessarily the goal here, as the Rams have 60 yards to cover in 21.8 seconds. D-backs for Malvern. Set up about 14 yards off the line of scrimmage, the safeties are. This time the give up the middle. I believe that's Alexander, and he is going to be stopped after little or no gain. And the timeout, I'll say a timeout is called, but the clock is stopped.
They got for the 1st and 10. I guess they picked up 1. Okay.
Picked up a yard on the play. It's 1st down and 10, and now Lakeside does take a timeout. 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. 14-7 lead for the Leopards.
Mike, the defense, all they need to do is definitely just keep everybody in front of them. Don't let anybody deep. 10 seconds. Don't let it be a backbreaker in this ball game going into halftime with a 7-point lead.
D-backs for Malvern set up about 10 yards deep.
Well, you never know. It looks like he's going to take a knee, but you can't trust him.
Stewart now dropping back, looking to his left. Ball batted away and almost picked off. Great play there by Terrence Matlock for the Leopards. Screenplay for Lakeside doesn't work out. Terrence Matlock doing a great job defensively.
Great read. He got his hand up into the passing lane, and he was trying to just dump it off to his tailback that was sliding out to the outside, and got up there, and great read by Terrence Matlock to knock it down. Almost knocked it up to himself so he could get home for a receiver.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to see Terrence take that one to the house. 6 seconds remaining now in the half. Now trips it to the far side for Lakeside. Stewart looking to his left, lets this one go deep, and several Leopards there. They knock it down, and that's the end of the first half. The Leopards take a 7-point lead into the locker room. They lead 14-7.
Elkhorn Bank has helped generations of families buy homes, save for college tuition, or just have a little something extra for a rainy day. Get free overdraft privileges or a free ATM card with most checking accounts, or bring your child in to open one of our special school savings accounts. You can also take advantage of convenient online banking. You can view your account status, pay bills, and even access customer service. We can also help you with getting a student loan for college or buying that new house. Let us take care of all your banking needs and join with us in supporting our Malvern Leopards this season.
Go to OTC to get where you want to be. A small college with big opportunities. Get the quality education you need. Affordable classes, convenience too. We bring out the best in you. Washita Technical College is the place to be.
It takes hard work and a lot of teamwork to be a successful organization. Over the years, the Malvern Leopards have proven time and time again that they are up to the challenges that face them every Friday night. At Orr's Furniture in Malvern, we too do our best to make every customer that walks in our door feel welcome and confident that we can help them with any furniture or appliance need they have. Our experienced sales staff is ready to help you select just the right piece you need, and we'll deliver your selection free. Once again, we are happy to bring you Leopard Football, and we hope to see you soon. Orr's Furniture, Main Street, Malvern, open Saturdays till 4.
We return to Claude Mann Stadium as halftime comes to an end. The captains are meeting at midfield. And Ron, I believe we've got some people we need to thank.
Well, we need to thank the people at Pizza Pro and friends over Sonic for furnishing once again the food for the officials, the coaches, and the press box people in the Leopard Room. We do appreciate it.
And us.
And us. That's part of us. It was good. Thank you, Pizza Pro. And I will tell you something. That is some really. They had had some pepperoni, sausage, and they had a black olive. And it was really some good pizza. And then our friends at Sonic sent us some popcorn chicken and some chicken strips, and it was absolutely delicious. And once again, we thank our friends at Pizza Pro and Sonic. They're out there on the close to the interstate there, pretty close to that shopping center. And go out and see them and tell them thanks for feeding all of the leopard helpers, and we thank you for that. How's that work?
The officials are meeting at midfield. The Leopards should get this one to start the second half. And gentlemen, this second half is going to go a long way. I know Johnny mentioned earlier, this is going to go a long way as far as figuring out who goes and in what place to the playoffs.
Well, we won the first half, and it's very essential to come out and win the second half too. It'd be great that we establish ourselves in this one drive and come out with a 21-7 lead after this series right here.
Is it asking too much to have a third quarter tonight like we had last Friday night in Magnolia? If we put it all together, we can. I mean, and we get the ball and we get a chance to do it.
The Rams break huddle as they get set to kick this one off. Johnny, the point you just made goes back to one of your Southern State Bank keys to the game, which is playing that full 48 minutes. And we'll get an opportunity. We'll look back at those keys to the game and see how the Leopards have fared so far. Right now, they lead 14-7.
Well, probably no threat of onside kick right here after their poor performance a while ago. But anyway,
good hands team out there either way, Johnny.
Now, think about you got to watch him. This kid's is real adept at just popping them up out there 15, 20 yards over their head, too.
And here's the kickoff to start the second half. Short kick going to be fielded at about the 23-yard line. Delamar on the return, and he's across the 30 and brought down at the 32-yard line. So, Johnny, what's the old idiom we've repeated over and over.
Tell us, Johnny.
Well, if it's over the 25-yard line, I say it's great field position. I think Coach Hart will take that right off the bat, and Darryl Baker can really make your offense open up really big time at any place on the field, and you can pull out any marks in your old playbook.
Well, the Leopards start this one out in shotgun as Roberts has receivers to either side. Roberts looking to throw to his right. It is complete underneath out across the 35-yard line is, I believe that's Simmons, who's going to be that's Kevin Bryant, who's brought down around or just past the 39-yard line.
A quick hitch out there to the right side by Kevin Bryant. Gets it out to him very quick and then lets him do all the rest. Maybe a 1 or 2 yard pass, and he dances down to almost
nearly the 40.
Near the 40-yard line of the Leopards.
2nd down and 3 now for the Leopards. This time they go back to the I. Receiver split to either side once again for Jace, who takes the snap and gives to his fullback, and I believe that was Clegg. He's going to be brought down at about the 42-yard line. Will be fairly close to the first down.
Very close. They'll probably have to come out and check for. Oh, he gives him a first down.
And Johnny with the spot. Not quite as close as we thought initially. Like the spot came from the far side instead of the near side that time.
Well, Clegg hit that hard. He just moved the whole defensive line when he hit it, guys. We had an awful nice offensive push-off out of our offensive line, too.
On this side, we got Floriani and John Skinner. Both got great push to allow Clegg to get over for the first down. And our offensive line's come out and firing off the ball.
Bryant in motion comes to the near side. This time to give to Witherspoon up the middle, who gets across the 45 and is going to be brought down at the 47, maybe the 48-yard line. Just shy of the 48.
Good. Well, that's a hard 6, wasn't it, Johnny?
Good run by DeMond, and the line's still firing off very well for about the 3rd consecutive play, and big first down run by DeMond Witherspoon straight up the middle.
Kevin Bryant comes out of the game for the Leopards. Like he may have took a shot in the leg there. Into the game comes Kobe Applewhite to go split to the far side. Leopards in the I. Movement along the line, and I believe this time it's offsides against Lakeside, and the penalty should be enough for a Leopard first down.
Very good concentration by the line. You know, anytime you're not really focused and you're used to going off that first count, it's always very tempting to fire off the ball. And we've kind of got Lakeside reeling right now and don't know exactly what we're doing on offense. And we've come out very focused in this 3rd quarter and definitely marching right down the field ready to score.
Kevin Bryant comes back into the game. He's lined up in the slot and comes in motion. This time, the give to Witherspoon across the 50, and he is hit hard at about the line of scrimmage, which was near the Lakeside 47-yard line.
Mike DeMond thought he saw something outside, tried to bounce outside, and that D-back was not going to allow him to get outside of containment and strung out the play and tackle him for about a 1-yard loss.
2nd down and 11 now for the Leopards. This time Bryant goes split to the far side, which is the wide side of the field for the Leopards. Delamar is going to be doubled on the near side. Leopards in the I. Roberts fakes the give, now throws across the middle to Simmons across the 35, and it's going to be run out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Mike, that's what we were talking about at halftime. Faking, good play action pass, and it looked like we were going to hand off deep in the backfield. Instead, it releases Justin Simmons, allows the linebackers to freeze up and allow Justin Simmons to get behind them and frees up a lot of passing lanes to get the ball to Justin Simmons downfield for a big gainer.
First down for the Leopards.
Sorry, Ron, I didn't let you talk.
I just go say that's a nice 18-yard gain. That's just what you were talking about. It's open across the middle, Johnny.
Across the middle, Johnny.
Johnny middle.
First down and 10. This time to give to Witherspoon on the delay, and he's going to be tripped up as he crosses the 30, and the ball will be spotted at the 27.
That's a Roger.
What's your vector, Victor? Gain of 2 on the play. It's second down and 8. 8:33 remaining here in the third quarter. Leopards lead 14-7 and driving to start this second half.
Mike, that was a big delay. It looks like we were kind of faking the pass and running the draw and almost caught them off guard over to the left-hand side because we ran off the D-backs, and there's a little running lane. The linebackers got out there in great pursuit.
The pitch to Witherspoon to the far side, trying to get outside. He does. Across the 25, across the 20, and brought down near the 10-yard line.
What a block by Clegg out there, guys.
I was just about to say he put his number back on his back because that's what set up that long run by DeMond Witherspoon to bounce outside because he was definitely running downhill. But it was all set up by Justin Clegg because he put that linebacker D-back on his back.
Nice 14-yard gain. We're down inside there now, down on the 12-yard line. Let's go, guys.
Inside 8 minutes in the third quarter, the Leopards have had the ball this entire third quarter so far. Roberts with the Leopards in the eye, looking to throw into the end zone for Delamar. Delamar goes up and grabs a touchdown, Malvern. Justin Delamar with a great catch. We've got a flag down at about the 14-yard line. We'll wait and see what the penalty is, and we've got
chop block.
Like we've got a chop block against the Leopards, and that one's going to come back and negate a great throw and catch from Roberts to Delamar.
That's just unfortunate because Justin Delamar, with his athletic ability, went up over 2 D-backs and brings down the catch of Jace Roberts, and for what would have been a 13, 14-yard touchdown pass, now brings the ball back out to the Ram 24-yard line.
7:40 remaining here in the third quarter.
That must have been from the spot 10 run. Okay.
Yes. First down and 24 for the Leopards. Roberts in shotgun. Takes a snap and gives to Witherspoon on the right side. Witherspoon is going to be wrapped up as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and the Leopards will face second down and around 22 once again.
Shotgun formation, definitely a draw, trying to fake them out and trying to get a big gainer by DeMond, and the linebackers did not bite on the play-action pass, and good pursuit to the outside to not allow DeMond to get to the corner. Roberts brings the play in. Clock continues to roll. Now approaching 7 minutes. Kevin Bryant goes split to the far side. Justin Delamar comes split to the near side. Roberts is in shotgun once again. Clegg in the backfield with him. Now Roberts looking to throw to the left again. This time in and out of the hands of Delamar, who looked, gentlemen, like he was ready to run before he had that one in his hands. Yeah, he took his eyes off it, unfortunately. But I tell you what, Mike, this drive has already consumed 5 minutes and 10 seconds on this clock in the third quarter, and long drive by the Leopard offense. We need to put some positive points on the board after the successful drive of these Leopards.
Third down and 22. As Johnny said, the Leopards have had the ball the entire third quarter. And we're down inside 7.
Well, this is our 12th play of this drive.
Shotgun formation for the Leopards. Delamar is going to be doubled on the near side. Leopards in a twin set to the far side. Roberts looks left, throws left, and it's incomplete. Intended for Kevin Bryant. I said that was Delamar on the near side. That was Kevin Bryant. So the Leopards look to get, Johnny, it looked like they were, the old theory we talk about getting half of it and then going for it again, and that looked like what the Leopards had in mind.
That was a 10-yard route and in, and then running Justin Simmons down and out to the flag, and trying to run out our secondary to the outside and allowing a throw underneath and trying to get half like you just mentioned. And it keeps it a lot easier trying to get that fourth down conversion.
It is fourth down. The Leopards can get a first down. The first down marker is about at the 3-yard line. Roberts is in shotgun. Low snap. Roberts fields it cleanly, though. Rolling to his right, now looking to throw left. Throws into the end zone and over the head of Delamar, who was in the back of the end zone, and the Rams will take over 1st and 10 at their 23.
Well, that's one you need to go ahead and throw down into the end zone anyway. If they catch it, you're back out at the 20, and you've got plus yardage anyway. So, well, it'd have been nice to get some points out of that. We took a lot of time off the clock, but
this is where the defense needs to make a good stand to keep the momentum in the Leopards' hands and possibly come up with a turnover.
Stewart at quarterback for the Rams. The give to Atkinson coming to the near side, and Kari Monroe is there along with several other Leopards. Monzel Davis, Travis Potts, John Skinner, all coming in to aid on the tackle. Terrence Madlock, but Kari Monroe was first man on there to grab him by the collar and bring him down for a no-gainer. Trying to run that student body sweep, guard and tackle both pulling to the home side field stands, and was not successful on that try. Slight loss on the play. The Rams looking at second down. Clock rolling at 5:50 now. Leopards still lead 14-7. The give up the middle. Atkinson tries to roll outside and gets out to about the 24-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. It's third down and 8.
Mike, the defensive line of the Leopards is just bottlenecking everything and not letting anything inside. And Atkinson try to bounce out to the outside, and that's when our speed takes over and brings the young man down for just a short gain. So it makes it long third down conversion attempt coming up for the Rams.
Receiver split to the near side for Lakeside. They send one to the wide side of the field as well. One back in the backfield. Stewart looking to throw, looking left. Hit as he lets this one go. It is complete.
Well,
good catch at the Lakeside 39, and that will be a Ram first down, and Stewart took a big shot and is slow getting up.
Mike, that was to Atkinson. They split him out, and they try to get it in his hands every time, and since number 3 hasn't been back in the ball game, they split him out and try to throw it to him since he's a sure-handed receiver.
And Stewart has been over in front of the Lakeside huddle. He's going to come off the field, and I would assume that McInvale will come in, and he does. Once again, receivers to either side for Lakeside. 2 wing backs, 1 back in the backfield to give to Atkinson up the middle. Coming up to make the tackle, Kari Monroe along with John Skinner.
When McInvale comes in, they run a different style of offense. It looks like to me they use him as a runner or slash blocker to get out there with him, and he's not afraid to keep him himself. But Atkinson took the ball, but our defense is making a big stand on the line of scrimmage and not allowing any big plays at all.
Well, Kari Monroe come flying up there again to turn it in, and I mean he's in the right place and just ran right in to number 34.
Now twins to either side, fullback the only back in the backfield. The fake to the fullback, and McInvale's going to keep it as he gets into Leopard territory and is brought down at the Leopard 43.
Quarterback fakes the handoff and was going to run the keeper around the outside and just follows his fullback straight up the middle, up the gut, and got into the secondary, and Kevin Bryant wrestled him down to the turf and inside Leopard territory at the 42-yard line.
Just under 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Leopards lead 14-7. Twin set to the far side, now twin set coming to the near side. Same formation as they have the fullback in the backfield. The give to the fullback, and he is going to be pounded as he gets to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 1.5 yards. It'll be second down and 8.
A one-back set with a fullback, and there's only one back in the backfield besides the quarterback to keep your eyes on, and they're running, trying to sneak it in there for a big gainer. Very short gain by the fullback of maybe a yard, yard and a half.
3 minutes, 20 seconds now in the third quarter. Ball at the Malvern 40, second down and 8 for Lakeside. Johnny, you're very right. Very different offense when McInvale comes in the game. McInvale on the keeper, and he is going to be dropped in the backfield.
Boy, Terrence Matlock stayed home and just nailed him.
I tell you what, Terrence Matlock fought through his guy that was trying to block him, grabs the quarterback with one arm, pulls him to the ground, and then one last burst of energy takes him to the ground while Brandon Bradford's taking a lick on number 12. And great play by both guys. Brings up a long 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9 situation. Got to keep your eyes on number 34. Find out where he's at, because that's where that offense is going to be at.
Chris Stewart back in at quarterback for the Rams. He takes a snap, looking to throw to his left. The hook and ladder play is going to be shy of the first down. Good execution, but the Leopards had that one sniffed out. Ball is going to be spotted at the 36 of Malvern, and now Lakeside facing 4th down.
All right, guys, how do you do that? 15 to who to 30?
I believe that was 15 to, was it 34, Johnny?
15 to 30. The hook.
83 to 34.
84 for how many yards?
6 yards.
Thanks for help with the stats. We appreciate it.
4th down and 4 now for Lakeside. Big 4th down for this Leopard defense, and we've got motion on the Rams. Flags down.
Looked like one of our D-line went across the plane, even though their slot back was moving forward. 2 guys in
Gonna be offsetting.
We'll wait and see the call. And the call is going to go against Malvern, much to displeasure.
I'm going to tell you something. You got to look at this, guys. Their back was moving, and they pulled that. They moving forward. This is a Lakeside call at Lakeside, and I hope the Lakeside people hear it.
And Coach Hart very unhappy on the Malvern sideline.
Yeah, explain that. Okay.
Coach Hart having a cordial discussion with the head umpire. Discussion still going on as Coach Hart making his point.
The thing about it is you expect this at Lakeside, you know. Well, I tell you what, turn in Channel 13 tomorrow and watch the fat boy out there in the white hat hoses. I mean, it's we expect this we expect this on the road, but we just don't expect it here. I mean,
Coach Hart going back out. We've got a timeout on the field. Coach Hart still discussing the play. Lakeside's going to end up with a 1st down out of this either way. At this point, we've used enough of this timeout. We don't have time to take a commercial break. Coach Hart getting a round of applause as he comes back off the field.
And I tell you what, I wish we'd have fed those refs. Looks like they've eaten a lot, and I wish we could have fed them something else in there in the room. I'm really upset about this one, folks. I'm a homer, and I really don't care, but there's just no need to cheat kids like this. It's not us. It's the Malvern kids. It's 17, 18-year-old kids and 40, 50-year-old men are cheating them, and that's just not right.
Ball spotted at the 31 after the penalty. 1st down for Lakeside. Stewart in a one-back set gives to one of his up-backs. That's Atkinson coming across to the near side, and he is going to be brought down inside the Leopard 15 down to about the 10-yard line.
Slot back reverse, fake to the fullback up the middle, allowing number 34, which you got to keep your eyes on him the whole game. He takes it around the side for a big gainer for the Rams, down to the Leopard 10-yard line, just right inside the 11-yard line. But again, the Leopards need to keep an eye on number 34 at all times, because that's exactly where their offense is going.
A minute 29 here in the third quarter. Leopards lead 14-7. Stewart takes a snap, gives to his tailback Atkinson, and Atkinson is going to be wrapped up after a short gain inside the Leopard 10.
Fighting down, just gets about 2 yards. A deep handoff, allowing him to pick and choose his holes, bringing up a second down and 7 yards for the Rams.
1 minute, or actually inside 1 minute in the third quarter now. Second down and 7. For Lakeside, tight formation. Receiver split right. Fake to give to the tailback. Throw over the middle. Touchdown, Lakeside. Lakeside pulling within a point now of the Leopards here at the end of the third quarter.
That was a good play action pass. Had a couple of receivers open and slid number 21 inside Bartholomew and gets an easy 6 points.
Well, you have to give 6 of that to the referees.
41 seconds left here in the third as Lakeside looking to kick and tie this one up. And it looks like we've got some type of equipment issue. And the referee debating along with the head coach. He takes an official timeout, and this is starting to turn into a little bit of a circus, Johnny.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that it gets to a point like this. But anyway, it's still, the Leopards got plenty of time to overcome anything that comes out of any bad calls in this series or what. But it doesn't bring back the 6 points that they just put on the board. So the Leopards just going to have to get the ball back in their hands and march right back down the field for their own 6 points to put their statement in this ball game.
The coaches and referees still debating. It looks like Lakeside has got something that they're using. The kicker is wanting to use. Looks like the referees are still sorting this one out.
Well, I get what it is. It's an extra point tee, and all high school players are able to kick off a extra point tee. And what it is, it's a solid surface. It's probably about a 3x3 or maybe a 5x5 surface. And it looks like to me that the Rams kicker has an oversized kicking tee that allows them to put it on the surface. And
looks like a frisbee. Excuse me for butting in, but it does look a little large to us. But it
looks around 8x8 or something. It's a lot bigger than a regular normal black kicking tee that they're supposed to be kicking off of. So,
and the debate's still going on the field as we wait for the coaches and referees to figure this one out.
It's not like it's a hidden a hidden weapon in wrestling, This thing is
they brought in the foreign object.
They brought in the masked bandit would slip the foreign over. Yeah, up underneath. Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're gonna see powder come out of one of the guys to throw in the face of Kamala to knock him down.
It's still turned into a comical situation, as we said, and now it looks like they're comparing the sizes of the two tees.
Well, I tell you what now, it's getting to be more about the coaches than it is about the kids. This is about the kids playing football. It's not about these coaches out there showing off, and I think we should play football.
And the Go Leopards Go chant now starting up with the crowd who's, I think, trying to find something to entertain them while the referees and the Lakeside coaches debate the tee issue.
It's a circus over there with the Lakeside coaches. It's like there wasn't so many of them that could be the Three Stooges, and I'm bitter and I don't care.
And it looks like the foreign object is going to be allowed. And the will be spotted at the 15-yard line as Lakeside looks as big to finally kick this extra point.
The other thing about it is, they're not smart enough to figure out if we protest it and it's disallowed, it costs them the ball game. I don't understand why they would even take the chance.
Well, anyway, that big of a service that you've got a chance that the kicker might kick that surface and not kick the ball and hinder the kick at all, and that's the chance you take when you got something different than an old regular tee. The only thing it does help, I guess, is the holder has a bigger target to bring the ball back down onto than a little 3x3 kicking tee that is probably regular, regulation AAA size surface. So,
Johnny, we've effectively iced the kicker for this extra point, which has been about Johnny, 3 to 5 minute delay here as we waited to see the outcome of this extra point.
It's not really focused on him. It's been focused more on the...
And the kick is up, and no good! And we return to a raucous Claude Mann Stadium. With 41 seconds remaining in the third, Lakeside comes within a point of Malvern, missing the extra point after an extremely long debate on kicking surface, and Lakeside gets this one away. Dan Smith's going to fair catch it for the Leopards at about the 24-yard line. And that's where the Leopards will take over 1st and 10. Johnny, one possession for each team. Well, this will be the Leopards' second possession, but basically the two teams combined to take up 12 minutes with 2 possessions.
Well, 2 big sustained drives by both the Rams and the Leopards here in this third quarter, and letting the Rams get down and score, and us knocking on the door and not putting it in really hampers our momentum in the second half.
Roberts under center, Leopards in the eye. The pitch to Witherspoon trying to get outside. Now going back, gets across the 20, the 25, and all that running gets Witherspoon about a yard. 2nd down and 9.
That's the problem with going east and west so much, not going north and south. You tend not to break the corner, and they had pretty good pursuit out there, stringing the play along to allow only 1 yard on the play.
Roberts bringing the play in once again for the Leopards. 31 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Leopards leading 14-13. Clegg at fullback, Witherspoon at tailback. Bryant and Delamar the wideouts. Roberts takes the snap, fakes the give, now looking to the right side, looking for Bryant. Bryant can't come up with it at the 36. It would have been good for a 1st down, and it looked like he may have lost his footing as he tried to catch that one.
As he was going down, Mike, the ball got into his shoulder pads, and you know that in catching passes, it's all about catching it with the hands, and as soon as that ball got to his body, it bounced off a shoulder pad and bounced into the ground. He had enough for a 1st down if he would have came up with the reception.
3rd down and 9 for the Leopards. 26 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. So Delamar and Bryant go out in the twin set to the far side. Justin Simmons split to the near side of the field, which is also the short side of the field. Roberts takes a snap, looks right. Now he's got some running room. He's going to go across the 30, across the 35, and he's got the 1st down.
Bounds again on a late hit.
Some extracurricular activity, but no flag there.
Matter of fact, the old quarterback that's been running a lot of plays, number 12, McInville, he grabs Jace Roberts and in the inside or inbounds and slings him out of bounds. And maybe he should have let him go a little bit early, maybe not. Did not call it, but brings up a 1st down for the Leopards.
Roberts under center, 1st and 10 at the Leopard 36. The give to Witherspoon across the right side, tries to cut it in, and he's going to get about 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
That time trying to turn up pretty quick and miss our blocks on the outside, not allowing Damon to get to the outside, but still got positive yards out of about 2 yards.
The Leopards lead 14-13. That's the end of the third quarter, and this has turned into a heated battle. We'll be back after this.
When you do something right for over 50 years, you obviously know what you're doing. And that's the way it is at McClure Real Estate. Over 50 years of professional real estate service to the Malvern area. They're locally owned and they're locally operated. That's McClure Real Estate, 332-2777. Give them a call. McClure Real Estate, 332-2777. Proud sponsors of Malvern Leopard Football. Maybe it's time for a new automobile or to trade that jalopy off. I'm here with Mr. Teeter Chevrolet Olds, and he's got some words for you.
Yes, sir. We've got the words and we've got the product. We've got probably over 500 units out here, and I'm looking at a sea of cars. I've got all kinds and creeds and colors of vehicles, all type of sport utilities. We have the high-dollar European cars. They all popular new Chevrolet. We've got them here at Teeter's. So come on out and shop us real soon. Remember, like I always say, the more we invest in our youth, the less we'll spend on presents later.
Hi, this is Tony Warner from Malvern National Bank, a real community bank. We're working to make your banking as simple as possible. You can now bank from the comfort of your home or office on your PC with M&B's Access Link. Transfer funds, check balances, pay all your bills through the optional bill pay service. No more checks to write, no more postage stamps to buy. We do it all. And it's at www.mnbbank.com. It's just part of Malvern National's commitment to our customers. Malvern National Bank.
The financial horizon in our little town is changing fast, and all you really want is a familiar face in a convenient place. You've noticed all these blue mountains popping up around town and maybe wondered, what's that all about? It's about banking on the summit. The best rates, the most reliable, experienced folks, and innovative ways to help you keep up with it all. Don't get left at the bottom with a bunch of strangers. Build your future on the summit.
Back at Claude Mann Stadium as we start the fourth quarter with the Leopards leading 14-13. They have the ball at their own 39-yard line, looking at second down and 8. Twins to the far side with the slot back. Witherspoon the only back. To give to Witherspoon, now the reverse. Kevin Bryant now looking to throw. He's got a man deep. It's Delmar. Delmar makes the catch at the Lakeside 24-yard line. Kevin Bryant on the reverse. Throws the pass to Delmar. And Johnny, if Bryant could have got a little more on that, there was nobody within 10 yards of Delmar.
Delmar got behind all the D-backs. They read the reverse. They bid on the reverse, and KB stepped up and threw it downfield. Unfortunately, it was just a little short. Delmar had to come back for a good concentration, coming back for the catch, somewhere around 27, 28 yards, 35 yards, somewhere.
No, longer than that. I'm trying to do the math here.
Witherspoon with the run up the middle, breaks a tackle. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He goes in for the touchdown. With 11:35 remaining in the fourth, Damon Witherspoon breaks one from 24 yards out.
Mike, is identical exactly on how he scored that first touchdown he had. He ran up inside, then bounced it outside, and then turned on the afterburners, breaking it around the outside for a good scamper for a touchdown for Damon Witherspoon.
Now, Jason Floriani set to kick the extra point for Malvern. No debate on his kicking surface. This one is up, and it is good. Where the Leopards have just extended their lead to 8, 21-13. Now, Jason Floriani.
On that long pass, with Johnny and I finally helped do the math. That's a 38-yard pass to Delmar.
Josh Floriani kicks this one, going to be fielded at the 4-yard line. Across the 15, across the 20, now with some running room. We've got a flag down, and the tackle is made at the 36.
Well, I tell you what, Skinner hit him, didn't he?
Got a flag down. We'll wait and see what the call is.
Using that area as a hold or a block.
It is a holding. The penalty flag is on, looks like between the 29, 28-yard line.
It's amazing. They got the short side of the field, and they set up a wall right along that that inbounds line, and they do a pretty good job of it because he returned it from the 3-yard line up over the 37. Just unfortunately for them, it comes back because they were holding. But
ball spotted at the 21.
Brings it back because
now the Leopards looking to make a stand defensively with 11:29 remaining. Stewart steps under center for the Rams. Tight formation. Stewart fakes the give to the tailback, and the tackle made in the backfield. Monzel Davis grabs. I'm still trying to pick up the running back.
Number 85, I believe, he was a receiver that was in the slot. They faked it to 34 up the middle and tries to run him to the outside, maybe 85. I quite missed who exactly which one it was. But he collared him, grabbed him by the shirt, and Monzel Davis pulls him to the ground for a big loss.
2nd down and 16 now for the Rams. Stewart looking to throw to his right. It is incomplete. Intended for number 21, Bubba Bartholomew, and now the Rams face 3rd down and 16.
Mike, right now we've got a mirror, number 34, because that's who they're going to be going to. He's going to be lined up out to the outside, and 15 is going to be looking for his number streaking down the sidelines.
10:49 remaining here in the ball game. The Leopards lead 21-13. Rams at their own 15-yard line. It's 3rd and 16, tight formation, receivers to either side. The pass to the outside, and it's going to be well short of the first down as Atkinson catches the ball at the 23, and it'll be 4th down for Lakeside.
They have no choice but to punt because they're too far deep in their own territory and still having a good 7 yards for the first down, and here comes the punt team for the Rams.
Ball spotted at the 24. And the clock rolling now at 10:19.
Mike KB's back at his own 40-yard line. 85 is back to punt for the Rams.
Johnny, I was talking to coaches during halftime. They said this guy's been getting off much better punts than he showed so far tonight, and this one's going to be fielded at the 40 by Kevin, who's hit immediately.
No, you can't. No.
The ball and the Rams to recover the fumble as Bryant was hit. As he caught the ball, it looked like he might have been down, but the referee says it was a fumble, and now Lakeside has the ball at the Malvern 35. Head referee coming in. There's going to be a discussion about this one. They're both nodding their heads, and now Lakeside with new life just inside 10 minutes left in the game.
Defense going to have to make a big stand here.
Stewart at quarterback gives to his tailback Atkinson. Atkinson trying to bounce the outside, but he's going to get maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Nowhere to go. One back set. Do have 2 wing backs, but whenever number 34 Atkinson is in the very back eye position, their tendencies are to go to number 34. Monzel Davis, Wesley Duran, several guys on the tackle, not allowing him to get no gain, but maybe 1 yard on the carry.
2nd and 9 for the Rams. Stewart takes a snap, giving to the near side, and that is Bubba Bartholomew, who's going to be brought down at about the 32-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. It's 3rd down and 7.
Great
most
pursuit.
Impressive thing out there is that Takari Monroe comes in and takes down the 2 lead blockers, 3 lead blockers. Boy, what a great way. Oh, was that Monzel Davis?
That was Monzel Davis fighting through a block and making the tackle, too. And coming from his outside linebacker position across the field. Great pursuit by Monzel. Brings up about 3rd and 6 for the Rams.
8:52, the clock's rolling. Leopards lead by 8. 21-13.
Keep your eyes on number 34. He's been their go-to guy no matter where he's at.
And he lines up in an up-back position. The give is to Atkinson, going to the far side, now cutting back to the near side. Leopards giving chase. Atkinson breaks a tackle inside the Leopard 20, down to the Leopard 11-yard line. And Johnny, it looked like Atkinson was hemmed up 2, maybe 3 times, and he was able to break some tackles and turn that into a big gain in a 1st and 10 for Lakeside.
Matt Atkins is a good back, guys. He's carried the ball a lot, and he picked up another 21 yards there.
Very impressive vision by number 34. He can see the holes very well. Maybe not just the quickest back in the world, but does just enough to be very impressive as a running back.
They give to Atkinson up to the inside now, and he gets 2, maybe 3 yards up the middle. It'll be 2nd down and about 7.
Rams are trying to pound it up right up the middle off the right-hand side, and good presence of our D-line. Very short gainer for the Rams.
Clock at 7:50 now. 2nd down and 7. The Rams can get a 1st down. The 1st down marker's just inside the 1-yard line. Stewart with the Rams in I formation this time, gives to Alexander again, and Alexander is going to be brought down near the 5-yard line.
That was Atkinson, was it?
Excuse me, yeah, Atkinson. I apologize. I said Alexander.
I tell you what, we got to keep our eyes on number 21. They're going to sneak Bartholomew behind our line as a slot, and possibly for a pass in the end zone.
We've got a time. Leopards lead by 8, 21-13. Lakeside deep in Leopard territory. Got there after a fumble punt return rather. Gave the ball to Lakeside at the 35. They're now down to the Leopard 6-yard line. You got Twins to the far side.
Yeah, you got the 2 good, You got Bubba Bartholomew over there, and that's the direction they probably want to go with 34-2.
Stewart under center, looking to throw to the right side, and it is incomplete and batted down out there.
Monzel Davis got his hand up, reading the flat route by number 34. Atkinson he's just the go-to guy that Seegers has gone to all night long, and where he's at, the ball's at pretty much about 90% of the time. The other time they went to Bartholomew, number 21, and be aware that he can sneak into the end zone and catch a pass too.
4th down and 5. Big play for the Leopard defense as Bartholomew splits to the far side. This time, Stewart looking to throw into the end zone. Touchdown, Lakeside, complete to number 85, Cody Webb. And now Lakeside will be looking to go for 2 and try to tie this one up. It's 21-19. Leopards lead with 7:13 remaining. Bringing in the play is Nick Oliver for the Rams. Or excuse me, that's Daniel Ohms bringing in the play. Stewart steps under center. Rolling to his right, looking left, throws, incomplete! Incomplete!
Brandon Bradford lays out the crossing back, number 21 Bartholomew, and he still hasn't got up off the turf. Now he finally gets up, but he was crossing, and Brandon Bradford read the play immediately and gives him a lick and puts him on his back and breaking up the pass. Great play by Brandon Bradford to knock down a pass and deny them of 2 points in the 2-point conversion.
And Johnny, we'll stay with this one as we've gotten through most of our commercial breaks so far tonight, so that's not going to be a problem with 7:13 remaining here. Guys, a big long drive, very important now for this Leopard offense. Give this defense a rest.
Well, you definitely got to take care of the ball and maintain a couple of 1st downs, eat up the clock, and it would be a great challenge for these Leopards to get another score on the scoreboard late here in the 4th quarter. We got 7 minutes and 13 seconds left. The Leopards are winning 21-19 in the 4th quarter. Rams are about to line up to kick a very short kick, just how they've attempted the last couple of times, and Justin Delamar might as well get ready to catch another one.
And Delamar is not going to get a chance to field this one. Actually, Coach Hart makes the catch for the Leopards at about the 25-yard line. But the Leopards will get it at the 35. Great field position as they look to put this one away if they can get into the end zone, Johnny.
65 yards of pay dirt, and it would be a great challenge for these Leopards to march right down the field and get on the board once again here in the second half. And Leopards have the capability to do it anytime and any place on this field.
Bryant and Delamar, the wideouts for the Leopards. The line up in the eye. Roberts takes a snap, pitches to Witherspoon to the near side. Across the 35, across the 40-yard line, and going to be brought down at about the 42. Gain of about 8 on the play.
Mike, I've got to tell you about Justin Clegg. Just laid out that D-back that was attempting to race up into and he just did a big pancake block, put him on his back, and then Damon Witherspoon, very alert, did not go out of bounds to keep this clock rolling. He made 7 yards on that carry on that quick pitch to this side of the field.
Second down and 2, Leopards in the eye once again. Roberts takes a snap, gives to Witherspoon up the middle. Fumble on the play. Scramble at the bottom. Guys still scrambling for the football. Huge pile up. Lakeside players saying that they have it.
Well,
and they do. So Lakeside now gets a chance to take a lead in this ball game as they get the ball at the Malvern 44-yard line.
Bad exchange. Damon didn't seem to have the ball between the quarterback and himself deep in the backfield. Had a big hole out to the side. He looked like he had a couple of runner room.
6:15 remaining. The Leopards lead 21-19. Stewart takes a snap, gives to his tailback once again. He's going to be hemmed up by Brandon Bradford. Atkinson on the carry, and Bradford necktied him.
Well, they try to run that reverse out of the slot and kind of a real fast, more or less handing off while he's in motion. And Brandon Bradford read it immediately, scraped off his block, and did not allow Atkinson to turn north and south and in return, it's a 1-yard loss.
Bradford was out there, held his ground, and shot across, made a great play.
5:40 now remaining in the ball game. Twins to the near side for Lakeside. Stewart looking to throw to his right. It is incomplete. And now Lakeside will face 3rd down and 11. Johnny, you pointed out as we were watching that play, looked to be an open receiver to the far side.
Well, they're trying to show that they're not going to go to number 34 very much. Instead, he looked away and tried to go to another receiver into a slant pattern. But you got you got to keep an eye on number 34 where he's at all times.
Atkinson lining up in an up-back type position, almost a slot position now. Stewart rolling to his right, looking to throw underneath. That ball is tipped, and then waiting for it. It is caught. It's tipped and caught by number 21, Bubba Bartholomew, and that's enough for a Ram first down as it's up near the 32-yard line. 5:23 now remaining in the game. Leopards lead by 2. Lakeside with a 1st and 10 as the clock continues to roll. Receivers to either side. They give to the tailback, and he's going to be dropped after a gain of a yard. And I don't believe that was actually that was Atkinson lined up at tailback.
Mike, Justin Simmons was almost in there to get the handoff from them all, and hemmed up the tailback, Atkinson, for only a short gain of maybe 1.
2nd down and 9 now for Lakeside. Once again, send receivers to either side. One back in the backfield, two wing backs. Atkinson is one of the up backs there. This time, double reverse. Atkinson going to the far side. Going to have the first down, and he's charging towards the end zone. Touchdown, Lakeside. 4:25 remaining, and Lakeside takes the lead, 25-21.
Micah double handoff to the one of the fullback in the arrangement, and then Atkinson was kind of waiting, and then all of a sudden he takes off a burst of energy and runs around the right-hand side. It's all daylight and runs about 28 yards for the touchdown.
Hey, there's lots of time. 4:25 left.
Twins to the far side as Lakeside's going to go for two and try to make this a 6-point ball game.
Well,
Actually doesn't seem to make too much sense. But Stewart takes a snap, running the option. Atkinson going to the outside, and he is going to be dropped short of the goal line, so the Leopards are down 4 with 4:25 remaining. Johnny, not sure of the strategy on that call, but basically either way, the Leopards have got to score here if they want to jump ahead in the conference race.
Well, they've got to make a commitment right here and get it done. 2 turnovers late in this ball game has got them in this position, and they've got to take care of the ball and march right back down and make a score and make a statement to these Rams.
Rams setting up to kick this one off. As Ron and Johnny have both said, plenty of time on the clock. 4:25 remaining. The Leopards have 2 timeouts remaining. Lakeside has been going with the short kicks, trying to stay away from the speed of Malvern. They've been kicking to the near side to Delamar near the 20-yard line. Leopards cheat to the near side, setting up for that kick, and this one is going to be fair caught at the 32-yard line. And the Leopards will take over 1st and 10 from that spot. That was Jeff Biggs catching that one. And Johnny, the Rams have done a good job negating the Leopard speed, but they've given up field position. So far, the strategy's worked.
Yeah, when it, they don't have confidence in their coverage teams, and that's the reason why they do the pop-up kicks. Unfortunately, it still brings up that the Leopards going to have to produce 68 yards to go for the Leopards. Roberts takes the snap, looking to his left, throwing across the middle, picked off at the 30, at the 46. Roberts the only man out there with a chance for the tackle, and Lakeside goes in for the score.
That's tough. That is tough.
Lakeside takes a commanding lead now with 4:14 remaining in this ball game.
Who intercepted the ball, guys?
10.
Number 10.
Wayne Howard with the interception.
No.
Excuse me, Jed Alexander. Went to the wrong line. And now the Rams with a 10-point lead. And the Leopards, who looked in control early in this half, now find themselves down 10 points. And the Rams trying to add to it. Stewart throws across the middle. 2-point conversion is good. So now the Rams lead 33-21. Back to Claude Mann Stadium. Leopards now down 33-21 with 4:14 remaining. As the Rams get set to kick this one off, another short kick. This one is going to be fair caught at the 29-yard line. And actually the 30-yard line, and the Leopards take over 1st and 10. So Johnny, you got to have 2 scores within 4:14 to even have a chance.
Well, you got to definitely go downfield now. You got to get a quick strike and hopefully get a turnover or onside kick and get the ball back again. Lakeside is definitely going to be defending that outside pattern that we've streaked down in quick hits by our outside receivers.
Yeah, it's been a disastrous fourth quarter. We've only this is only our seventh play.
Twin set to the far side, Robertson shotgun. Simmons to the near side, Roberts rolling to his left, completes this one to Kevin Bryant out near the 45-yard line. The clock stops as the chains move. 4:07 remaining here in the ball game.
About a 15-yard curl pattern, maybe an in pattern, and Kevin Bryant, good catch, coming back for the ball. Open downfield because the defensive backs of the Rams are playing deep.
Now Bryant and Delamar come to the near side. It's the wide side of the field. Justin Simmons split left. Defensive backs playing very deep for Lakeside as Roberts takes this one in shotgun. Going to run the option. Pitches. At the 45 is Witherspoon, and Witherspoon trying to get out of bounds, but he's going to be stopped before he can get to the sidelines. Gain is to the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 3, and the clock continues to roll now at 3:35.
Mike, the biggest enemy right now is not the Rams, it's the clock. This deep in the ball game with 2 scores to go, the Leopards got to get it downfield quick.
Kobe Applewhite now in the game for the Leopards as Roberts lines up in shotgun. Clock at 3:19 as Roberts takes a snap. It's a low snap, but he fields it. Throws across the middle, intended for Kevin Bryant, in and out of his hands. Stops the clock at 3:12. 3rd down and 6 now for the Leopards. And we've got a player down on the field. And the clock stops, or the clock was stopped either way.
Looks like Jace Roberts is down on the field.
And if that is Jace, we'll either see Kevin Bryant, it looks like we will see Kevin Bryant coming in at quarterback. He takes off his receiver's gloves. We return to the ball game. Jace Roberts being helped off the field. Now Kevin Bryant in shotgun as trips to his left. Bryant feels the low snap, actually had his knee down, so they're going to spot him down there. And now the Leopards facing 4th and the ball game.
4th and 13 is definitely hard to get whenever your starting quarterback sitting over there recouping, getting the cobwebs out, and could be out for the rest of the game.
Roberts still on the sideline, sitting on the bench and going to make his way up towards the sidelines.
But like you said, Mike, this is the ball game if we do not get 1st down.
4th down and 13. Bryant in shotgun. Rolling to his left, now rolling back to his right, trying to get some room, looking to throw. And he is going to be hammered at the 40-yard line. And the Leopards' hopes of winning this ball game go down there as well with 2:33 remaining. Lakeside leads 33-21. And the Rams can basically run out the clock. The Leopards do have 2 timeouts remaining. The ball is spotted at the 40-yard line.
You know, it looks like, guys, I don't know how long Secrets has been at Hot Springs, but looks like he's finally going to get a winning season. I mean, what's it taking him, 15, 20 years?
I formation now for Lakeside to give to Atkinson, and he goes down in the backfield. Slight loss on the play. It'll be 2nd down and about 11 yards.
Mike, the Rams, what they're just planning on doing is keep it in bounds and running that clock, and it's down to 2:15 and counting, and it's definitely working in the favor of the Rams tonight.
Clock nearing 2 minutes now at 2:03. 2nd down and 12. As As Johnny said, at this point looking to run down the clock. Stewart takes the snap, gives to his tailback once again. This time stays on his feet and gets down to about the 37-yard line. Atkinson, the carrier.
Atkinson does an excellent job of protecting the ball, you know it.
We've got a timeout on the field, and Leopards down 12, 33-21 with a minute 35 remaining. 3rd down and 7 for Lakeside. They'll need to get 1 first down to be able to run out the clock. They give to Atkinson, and he's going to be tripped up in the backfield. Back at the 38-yard line, loss of a yard. It'll be 4th down, about 8.5, maybe 9 yards.
John Skinner's shot the gap and then brings Atkinson to the turf for no gainer.
We've got another timeout on the field. A minute 23 remaining in Lakeside with this one well in hand with a minute 23.
You know, it's one of these tough situations. We have a ball game in hand, and you know, a mistake here, a mistake there, 2 fumbles, and boom, it turns right around on us to really turn around and bite us. You just cannot turn the football over, guys.
Lakeside electing to punt. They get this one away, angle it towards the sideline. A good punt, bounds at the 10. Actually, takes a good bounce for Lakeside. And still they are going to say that it got in the end zone. Good play by Lakeside. Tried to make a good play on it inside the Leopard 5. But the Leopards will get the ball at the 20 with a minute 14 remaining. And you know, Johnny, your only hope at this point is to score quick, onside kick, get it back, and do it again.
That's about all you can hope for. And if they're going to play smart defense, they're going to be real deep, 20 yards deep, not allowing anybody to get behind it. Because still, as big as Justin Delamar is, he can't. It's hard for him not to go way downfield.
And they got 3 down linemen, 8 defensive backs for the Rams. Throwing to the sideline to Delamar. Delamar hammered at the 35, and they're going to say he did not come up with that one. Ball goes out of bounds, stops the clock at a minute 9.
Just trying to get it out to the big guy out on the end and let him do all the work. And
Jace Roberts, I didn't mention, back in the ball game now. For the Leopards, Kevin Bryant comes split to the near side with Justin Simmons. Delamar split to the far side. Ball still at the 20. It's 2nd down and 10. Roberts throwing across the middle to Justin Simmons, who's going to be dropped at the 30-yard line. And the Leopards will hustle back to the line of scrimmage.
That should be enough for a first down. It should allow them to set the chains and get another chance to throw it downfield again.
A minute 3 remaining now.
It's one good thing about high school football. The clock will stop to move the chains.
Robertson shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to his right, throws to Justin Simmons again. Simmons breaks a tackle and now going to be run out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Again, enough for a first down, and Justin Simmons fighting hard to get every yard he can, and again, another first down for the Leopards.
54 seconds remaining. Leopards down 33-21. It is a first down. The chains are reset. Roberts in shotgun, looking to his left. It is almost picked off, intended for Justin Delamar. Goes incomplete.
Jade Alexander almost picked off another one for another touchdown. If he was just about a half a second earlier, he would have gone the distance because there was nobody in front of him. Thing is Jace is throwing it a long ways across field to get it to Delamar's hands and allows the D-back just sit back and wait.
Once again, 3 down linemen for the Rams. Roberts sets up in shotgun. Roberts looking to his right, throws over the top, intended for Delamar, goes incomplete, and now the Leopards face 3rd down and 10 with 46 seconds remaining.
Mike, it's almost getting to a dead silence over on this side of the sideline. It's we're not marching right down the field like we need to conserve time, but still we've got fight left in us to keep churning and going, and that's what it takes to be a winner.
Twin set to the near side. Twin set to the far side as well for Roberts, who sets up in shotgun. Roberts looking to his left, throws over the middle, intended for Delamargo, is tipped and incomplete. Lakeside will take over and can run the clock out now with 41 seconds remaining. (33-21), the Rams leading. Excuse me, I thought that was fourth down. It is fourth down now for the Leopards. My apologies. Twins to either side for Roberts once again. Clegg in the backfield with Roberts. Looking to protect Roberts, looking down the right sideline, looking for Simmons. That pass is broken up by number 16, Ben Hornbeck. And now Lakeside takes over 1st and 10. And gentlemen, that will pretty much end this ball game.
(34 seconds), and this will be in the record books. 33-21, Lakeside Rams, and
Lakeside takes a timeout. Not sure what this is about unless they're getting in some young men, get some different players in, get them a little experience. The coach comes out onto the field.
Maybe possibly getting some of the speedy guys just in case of a fumble of some sort. But still, run out the clock and should be over.
Not sure there need to be a complicated play here. But Stewart calls it. And it is going to be a tight formation. We will assume that this ball will be downed. The Rams set one deep back, as Johnny said, in case of a fumble. Stewart downs this one. 30 seconds now remaining in the ball game, and the Rams will not have to run another play as the 25-second clock is reset with about 22 remaining. And the Rams go to the sidelines. And this one, as Johnny said, is in the books. The Rams come into Claude Mann Stadium and beat the Leopards. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up and get ready for next week.